valid question about Democrats saying that MAGA is a cult. This is a valid question. What makes it a cult, though? Because it's something you don't agree with? That's not how that works. No, it's not because it's something that I don't agree with. I didn't agree with George W. Bush, but I didn't view his followers as a cult. I didn't agree with Pappy Bush, but I didn't view his followers as a cult. I don't agree with Republicans in general, but I don't view most Republicans following as cults. So let's take a look at what makes a cult. Let's start with the definition of a cult. A system of religious veneration or devotion directed toward a particular figure or object. A relatively small group of people having religious beliefs or practices regarded by others as strange or sinister. A misplaced or excessive admiration for a particular person or thing. Well, that could define MAGA. So now let's look at some characteristics of a cult. They have a charismatic leader. Cults are often led by a charismatic, self-appointed leader who may be living or dead. The leader's teachings are considered to be of the highest importance, and they may be seen as a genius, a prophet, or a messiah. The leader's goal is to brainwash members into strictly adhering to their teachings and doctrines in order to gain power or monetary advantage. That is the definition of Donald Trump and what he does to his followers. His followers view him as a genius, as a prophet, as a messiah. They consider him to be of the highest importance. He's charismatic. He says he's the only one that can do it. Self-appointed. This is the definition of Donald Trump. All right, let's move on. Control. A lot of this doesn't apply to Donald Trump, this portion here. Cult leaders often have a high degree of control over their members' lives, including what they can eat and wear and who they can have relationships with. They may also isolate members from the outside world and shun those who leave unless they can be useful in some way. The shunning people who leave part, that definitely applies to Trump, right? If you cross him in any way, shape, or form, you are shunned. He doesn't have to tell them what to eat or wear or who to have relationships with. They just voluntarily buy his shit and wear his shit. He doesn't have to tell them, you got to wear my clothes. They'll do it anyway. They are devoted cultists. So, moving on. Unquestioning devotion. Members are expected to have an unwavering devotion to the cult's beliefs and practices, which are often considered deviant and outside of social norms. They may be discouraged from questioning the cult's doctrine, and any doubts may be met with punishment or shame. The definition of MAGA. I mean, we're describing MAGA to a T. Fear of the outside world. Cult members may have unreasonable fears about the outside world, such as evil conspiracies, impending catastrophes, or persecutions. Literally defining cult members, MAGA members. They fear anybody outside of the United States. They fear anybody outside of the MAGA movement. They constantly push conspiracies. They constantly talk about things that are coming our way. You watch, this is coming. This is what's going to happen. They're going to put us all in camps. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. Or persecutions. They're going after their political enemies. Once again, we're describing MAGA to a T here. And then, of course, we have lack of transparency. Cults may not provide meaningful financial disclosure about their budget or expenses, and beliefs may not be published. They may also rely on secret knowledge that is only revealed to initiates by the cult's founder or their chosen representatives. Well, once again, we're describing MAGA to a T here. Lack of transparency. Cults may not provide meaningful financial disclosure. Yeah, this cult leader will not disclose his taxes, even though he said he would. This cult leader doesn't want you to see where his money goes and how he earns and what he spends it on. Not in the least bit. They may also rely on secret knowledge. I mean, that's fucking QAnon right there, man. And QAnon is the hardcore core of Trump's base. So when you ask me what makes it a cult, all of the defining characteristics of a cult make it a cult.